Guys, Josh here from Sportitude, coming at you today with another shoe review. Now today we're going to be doing the Asics DynaFlyte 2, that little beauty right there. So great new shoe from Asics. Now they released the DynaFlyte first edition 12 months ago, had great success with that shoe. Lightweight, tempo style shoe, but didn't compromise with cushioning and support. So fantastic little number. Now today we're going to touch on some features of this new little guy here in comparison to the old one. So I usually like to start from the ground and work my way up, but with the new DynaFlyte version 2, I'm actually going to start from the top and work my way down. Now, first things first, the newest addition in the DynaFlyte family is the Adapt Mesh Upper. So the Adapt Mesh Upper is a stronger construction, it's an improved fit, and also creates less bundling through the forefoot on toe off. So for a few of you that have been lucky enough to use the first release of the DynaFlyte, and myself included, love the shoe. One little thing I didn't like about the shoe was just a little bit of buckling through the forefoot, and they've improved that with the fit in the new DynaFlyte version 2 through there. So in terms of the actual structure and features of the shoe, it's pretty much the same underneath the foot. They've gone with their, obviously, flight foam midsole, which we're seeing a lot of the Asics family start to obviously have the midsole technology, with flight foam being about 33% lighter than the previous fluid ride technology they were using. Now working on the midsole construction, one thing they have added in this shoe is a Spiva 45 lasting system, and the last is essentially the part of the shoe which sits between the midsole and the sock liner inside. So if I pull the actual liner back, you should be able to see it if I just do that to the camera there. So that's Spiva lasting underneath the sock liner. So what is Spiva? Spiva's a really a more responsive layer underneath the actual sock liner. So Spiva has been used in Asics shoes for 15 years now, give or take, but what they've done with the Spiva is layer it on top of the flight foam, because the flight foam is a really plush, soft technology, but they wanted this shoe to be a little bit more responsive. So having that Spiva layer on top just gives your foot a little bit more response as you go through that toe-off phase. Other features of this shoe, which is I need to talk to you about, is of course they stick with their gel cushioning. There's a little gel pocket at the rear of the shoe through here. They've got their guidance line system, which is essentially splitting the outsole configuration through here, the flex grooves, to make it a nice flexible shoe. It's on a neutral platform, so there's no medial assistance through the midsole underneath the foot here. But, however, just going back to the Adapt Mesh, on this medial side, you can actually see some underlayers, which Asics have strategically placed through that medial configuration. So the reason they've done that is when the shoe does, or your foot, pardon me, does go through mid-stance to toe off, and for this foot type that may ever so slightly pronate in this shoe, it'll just give that upper, or the foot will get a little bit more support with the underlays through there. Now, just touching on the men's and women's subtle features, you've got men's will come in at about 270 grams for a size 9. Ladies, we're looking at about 235 for a size 8. Other difference is both shoes are on an 8mm heel to toe gradient. The men's is looking at a 20 to 12 stack height, 20 in the heel, 12 in the forefoot, and the women's is slightly different, 19 in the heel and 11 in the forefoot. So slightly different features there. Not a lot of brands adjust their men's and women's models like Asics, so Asics do a good job there. Talking about the fit of the shoe, men's we're looking at a D width, ladies is a B width. Speaking of ladies, right here. So as you can see, we're looking at a gender neutral design. So men's and women's looks exactly the same, obviously just the different sizing and width options through there. So DynaFlyte, here it is again. Great little shoe, love it. Any questions, don't hesitate to contact us at Sportitude. Comment on the video below and we'll get back to you. From all the team here, happy running. We'll see you soon.